Hello. Today I want to talk about that feeling when you feel like everyone is already doing what you want to do, or everything you want to do has already been done before. It just feels a bit like a saturated market, or, like you're just finding it hard to strike out and share what you care about because you feel like surely everybody knows this, everybody's heard this before. It can be super off-putting when you see other people doing stuff that you're really passionate about, when there are already so many counselors, business mentors, astrologers, naturopaths, hypnosis practitioners, coaches, weight loss coaches, relationship coaches, kinesiologists, sound healers, energy workers, whatever it is that you're doing, there's probably already somebody who's doing that. The thing is that none of them is you. There's this lens that you put over the modality, and that shines, the modality shines through the lens, which is you, because you are your own mix of particular past experiences, your personality, your intelligence, your wit, your humor, the way you care, your intention, your energy. They all culminate into this package, which is you. And that's completely inimitable. It's inimitable. So no one can imitate that. That's completely unique, and it is really important to the world that you bring your lens to everything that you do. And I know that these are just kind of like, when I say that, like when I wrote that, I was like, that is just like rah, like, personal growth message, really uplifting. It's easy to say that, and then sometimes in the past it was really hard for me to get that. One year I did the most Wuthering Heights day ever. And there was this thing that happened in that process that really changed my experience of this. It just helped me really get it, really get it. So we were doing Wuthering Heights Day, which is where you come together in a group and you learn the Wuthering Heights dance from the Kate Bush song. Maybe you've heard of it. So we all learn the same choreography. And of course, like I'm kind of fixated with like trying to get all the moves right and trying to do it right. And I think this is a good metaphor for being in business. We can be really concerned with getting it right. And that's one measure of success. And when you're schooling or you're going through the education system and in certain structures in life, there are kind of a right and wrong answer. But in this case, in having your business and expressing yourself and attracting clients, it's just like this dance experience that I had. It's not so much actually about being right or wrong. So at one point, the teacher asked us to split the whole group into two big halves, and half of us was to sit down and the other half was to dance. And I think I might have danced first. I don't really remember. But when I sat down to watch everybody, I wasn't sure how that was going to be for me. Like, I guess I thought I might feel like other people were doing it better than me. Other people are slimmer than me. Other people are better dancers than me. Like, I didn't know how I was going to feel about that. And I was kind of measuring myself against other people. I think this is also a good metaphor for business, where we're often comparing the way our process is with other people's process. Completely redundant activity. So the real magic happened for me when I sat down and I watched all these people dancing, and I could see that some people were nailing the choreo and other people weren't, but that became clear to me that that wasn't really the point. What I could see in that moment was each woman's body was so different. Slim women, young women, old women, bigger women, all different kinds of women with different capacity. But when they danced, I could see, because the choreo was the same, so it wasn't like going and seeing the Australian ballet or something where all the dancers are doing something different. Like, everyone was doing the same moves. And what I got to see was each woman and what she brought through. Not just women, there were all kinds of people there. So I got to see each person and the way they moved and the embodiment of them that came through the dance. And it just moved me to tears, and it helped me to understand that other people had that experience of me when they watched me dance. They weren't maybe they were worried about the choreo, but what I was able to communicate through my dancing was my essence. And it's the same in business. If we can get to a point where we can really be ourselves and let that be available online somehow through video or writing or podcast or whatever it is, through our art, through our dance, whatever it is. When we can let that be shared publicly, people who need to interact with our energy field so that they can grow and transform will get this inner knowing. They'll see us and hear us. And the part inside them that needs to grow and change will just lock in. They'll just like, no, there's a knowing straight away, like, oh, this is what I need to take that next step. It's not about how skinny you are, how fat you are, how good at your modality you are, how long you've been doing it, how many other, none of that actually matters. It's like in science, there's different elements, like I'm lead, you're calcium, someone else is whatever. I don't know the elements or science very well. And the other person's oxygen. So two of us make the lead calcium compound, and two of us in a different configuration make the like lead oxygen compound. So there's 3 new compounds that get birthed from 3 different interactions, and no one expects that lead and calcium will make the same compound as lead and oxygen, or calcium as oxygen. No one expects that. And it's the same with people. When their element comes in contact with your element, it makes a new compound, which is growth for you and growth for them. And that's what they need. There's like a little seed inside them. And your content is like the water that helps the seed to germinate so that they can grow. So the trick is how to reveal who you really are. And if you're watching this, I'm guessing you probably kind of have a few tricks up your sleeve already. For me, it's meditation, dance, being in nature, art. All kinds of creative endeavors help me to show up. I mean, actually, everything I've ever done has helped me to show up. Even when I did a degree, I got to see myself inside that structure and I learned more about myself. So it's just like, who am I? And then creating enough safety and having a good emotional regulation toolkit, because you will get dysregulated, you will get triggered. So what are the things that support you when you get triggered and dysregulated? Who are you, so that you can then try to make some content where you share who you really are. This has been a practice for me as well. And me sharing ranty, excited, spiritual transformation style videos like this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. And it's taken me a long time to get to this. I used to just hide behind content, which was how to do this tech thing. So that was good, because that created enough safety and emotional regulation for me to start taking risks with content. And it's going to be the same with you. If you've never made content before, it's going to feel risky. It's going to feel hard. It's going to feel terrifying, because you're wired to stay alive. You've evolved as a human to be part of a tribe. And there's a lot of wiring and programming in us on a cellular level that helped us to be alive today. And it's really great. It brought us here. But when it comes to building a business, that's a real outside the paradigm activity, especially if you're going alone, and it's a different game. So I hope that this has been helpful. I'd say that's the 2 tricks, is be your full self and get that shit online. And then your clients will be able to find you. And it's easy to say, and it's not so easy to do. It takes a lot of effort and you need loving support. So I hope this video finds you really well. I share it with you with all the loving compassion in my heart as we grow our businesses together. I know how challenging it can be, and I want to send you lots of love as you try to grow your business. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I'll see you really soon. Bye.